What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online solo mining video, episode 87. In this one, we're going to be kind of messing around with the new mining barge operations expert system, and we're going to be doing it on alpha, just so you guys can kind of see some of the uses for this thing if you're not quite at the point of, pulling the trigger on Omega and everything. So I'm on my alpha tune right now. This is the guy that I purposely keep alpha just to do fun things like this. So as you can see here, she is straight up alpha, and we have the expert mining system or barge expert system here, and so we're going to kind of go over this a little bit and kind of talk about it, and also I'll just keep giving my thoughts on this. Now, interestingly enough, this is going to give you enough skills to run a coveter or a retriever or a procurer. So we're going to be mining a procurer today as an alpha, which, never thought I'd be saying that, but it gives you like 29 skills and everything. So here's all the stuff: warp operation, long range targeting. It's going to give you mining barge 3 and astrogeology and all that stuff. So this is going to be the fit we're going to be using today. Now, my max yield mining with this tune on a venture is like 3.1 cubic meters per mining laser on there. So it's about 6.2 meters a second. So I think even without like the mining barge skills yet on here, we're looking at a base of like 5.9 each. So pretty close to 12. It's going to essentially double our yield. I think this is actually a good thing to do if, for instance, like at the beginning of this series, if you were actually trying to you get to the point where you omega'd yourself, maybe as for a challenge or just to kind of see if you could do it. I think using this expert system would be a kind of an interesting way of going about it. This expert system cost 15 plex on the New Eden store. Who knows if they will increase the price if this gets popular, if this method gets popular and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and redeem this expert system. There we go. So we can actually go and view it and everything, and it shows us all the things that we'll have. And then we need to basically resim this retriever so we can kind of see what's going on here. So we actually have all the skills that's listed here except for industry, which is interesting. So we'll go and see if we can get into this ship, and then we'll go out into the mining belt and go ahead and get some mining done here. Let's go ahead and look at the fit here and see what our yield is looking like. So 7.1, 14.2, up from like 6.2. So that's pretty decent. Now this fit I'm running, and I'll put this in the description of the video, I'm running Multispec Shield Hardener 2 and a Shield Extender 2 with all mining laser upgrade 2s and the lows, and then processor overclocking because we need that just to make this fit work, and then a medium core defense extender 1, and then strip miner 1s and everything. So I'm gonna go and get this guy undocked and get him to the asteroid belt, and then we'll kind of continue talking about this system and kind of my overall thoughts on the whole expert system thing. Alright, we are out on the belt, and with this expert system we have about 31,000 cubic meters in this retriever that we can kind of fill up. So I think this would definitely make the quality of life for people who have been alpha mining in just a venture pretty definitely an upgrade. But I want to talk about like expert systems and kind of this one in general, and kind of what my thoughts are and what I think that you could do to kind of maximize your use on this. Now you're looking at about 30, or the cost right now for this expert system, if you're going to buy it with just mining alone and to sustain it, you're looking at about 74 million a week. Now that's about 9 to 10 million a day. So with that being said, if you're mining enough to kind of sustain this, and you kind of like the idea of using a barge as an alpha, which is kind of insane, but you probably already enjoy the career path quite a bit. It will take quite a bit of mining during that 7-day period. These expert systems will last for 7 days. I think that you just need to have a plan. I think that if you're enjoying mining that much, and your path is probably putting you on to Omega at some point, What you want to do is you want to definitely, before you get this expert system the first time, you want to make sure that you have the ship, because the ship itself, like the one I'm flying right now, is about 84.8 million. So you're probably going to have to do a little bit of grinding, or if you just bought like 50 plex or something, or even like 100 plex, so that you have enough plex for the expert system, and then you can cash in the rest for the ship. You want to make sure you have the ship before you kind of start that 7-day timer. And as you can see right here, like if you are a newer player, or you have a character that's getting into mining, and it doesn't have, if you have an Omega character that already that isn't quite trained yet, then this system will just allow you to get into barges and kind of go ahead and start getting that yield regardless, while you're training those skills underneath the expert system. And I think it's really important. And one of my biggest gripes with expert systems is you get the skill, you're able to fly these ships, and if you enjoy that career path, if you're not training those skills to do what you've been doing with the expert system, when it expires, you basically are no better off than when you started. You just have you're just less the cost of the expert system itself. Now, as an alpha, the skills we get from this expert system we can't train. So over the course of a month, over the course of ever how many times you actually like activate this system for yourself, the only real thing that you'll kind of get out of it is your wallet, is the yield that you're getting here. I think I would also go a step further and say, if you're going to be doing, if you're going to be taking this expert system with your alpha to kind of get yourself to Omega and all that stuff, then you should probably get into a system that has like an observatory, like the Indicom border systems that give you 10% more mining speed. That'll give you even more yield on this guy. And like I said, we're at 7.1 on each of these lasers, and so we're doing pretty well right now. We're already at 2,500 cubic meters, so almost half the venture, and that was just one cycle. So this is going to help you not having to go back and forth a ton. So it's a really good boost in your yield and everything. I think like I said, I think you just have to have a plan. If you're already Omega and you're using this, and it just allows you to get into a barge faster, you probably already training those skills anyway, right? But like, I think a lot of people are looking at this expert system as alphas and thinking, well, I can just pay 15 plex a week just to mine in the procurer or the coveter or the retriever, and not really have to like pull the trigger on 500 plex a month for Omega. And I think that is a valid argument because of the yield increase you get. I'm curious to see if CCP actually increases the cost of this. I know the gas mining expert system is like 30 plex, and that gives you relatively almost the same skills, but also like the gas mining stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of see what people are doing with this in a way to like kind of sidestep Omega for a time, and probably increase this to like probably 30 plex, and then but even then you're still looking at like 120 plex a month, which is still cheaper than Omega. They would have to, let's see, they'd have to increase this to about 125 plex. Yeah, they have to actually make this expert system cost 125 plex to make it right in line with Omega. So I think as long as it's below that, it's still pretty decent and everything. What I would do personally, like for instance, if this expert system was around when I started the solo mining challenge, I would have definitely probably been, I would have grinded up to where I could get the retriever and the fit and everything, and then I would have grinded up again to get the expert system, and then I would just be mining like a crazy person. I would just be putting in more hours probably than I normally would, and I would just like stack as much value as I possibly could, and then using that increased yield, it would have probably my venture mining to Omega was like 45 to 47 days. I think with this expert system, it would have probably been, I could have probably gotten in under a month. And the thing you have to realize too is like you have to also calculate the cost of the system itself. So if you're mining 200 million a week or whatever the case may be, you have to subtract that 74 75 million to keep that expert system kind of going. But I think as an alpha, and somebody who has personally minded an alpha for an extended amount of time and being stuck with just the venture, being able to sit here for 70 something plex in a barge like a retriever is great, right? We can sit out here for a long time, and the amount of trips we're essentially fitting into this one venture or this one retriever is astronomical. We don't have to worry about going back and forth too much, and in most cases you're probably more willing to mine longer in a retriever than in a venture, because when you're in a venture you fill up 5k, you go and you dump, and that gets old after a while. You're like, I'm just tired of the back and forth and all of that. So I think that this system, this expert system, will kind of increase people's, especially if you're an alpha, increase your desire to like go out there and really grab ore, because you're able to just come out here and park it for a little bit and everything. Omega is still going to be, long term, Omega is still going to be your best investment when you're coming out of alpha, just because you can get better ship skills, better engineering skills, better drone skills, get that mining barge skill all the way to 5 and things like that. But it can be expensive. It can take people a long time if you're not willing to swipe your card for Omega, or if you just like me and you enjoy the challenge of just taking an alpha and going all the way to Omega. This can definitely take the pressure off a little bit. So I figured I would make this episode focused on this system so you guys can kind of see it in action. You can kind of visually confirm that the alpha tune can use the system and everything. And as you can see, my skills, I'm still, like, as you can see, just to clarify, alpha AF right now. So right now we're probably not going to fill this whole retriever up for this video. I just want to kind of give my thoughts on the expert system, and I think it's viable. Do I think that they'll increase the price of it? Yeah, most likely, but they'd have to increase the price, like I said, pretty substantially for it to really lose its benefit. But I think it's strictly targeted at probably alphas. Also, like fair weather miners too, like in nullsec, if you have an R64 moon or something and you want to get just as many barges on the ground as possible, I can see a corporation or alliance handing these out, gifting these out to their members, all to kind of rally and take down a nice moon pop or an R64 or something like that. So that's another use for it too, just to kind of like or like to build out the industrial index or something. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. Like, if you have any questions, like always, leave them in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.